Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel and to a brand new episode of Writing Wednesdays. Here's our newest question. People living in the 21st century have a better life than people who lived in previous times. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, because that's an opinion essay question, you can either agree or disagree. That is entirely up to you. Choose whatever you think is easy, because opinion essays are great for this reason. It's not like a discussion essay where you have to talk about both sides anyway. It's not like an advantage-disadvantage essay where you have to talk about the pros and cons. So when you get this kind of opportunity, don't let it go waste. Choose something that's easy for you. I personally think, yes, there's enough proof that people nowadays have a much, much better life. So I'm going to go ahead and agree. Let's see. Life has changed immensely in ways that even seem entirely impossible and awesome at the same time. By the way, awesome is an adjective that means full of awe. That seem entirely impossible and awesome at the same time. Over the past couple, over human history, not even the past couple of centuries. It is for this very reason that the modern human lives an enviable life compared to anybody that lived in the past. Anybody in human history. Almost anybody. There have, of course, you can say that, okay, a king 100 years ago would have had a better life compared to an average person. Maybe, because again, there are differences. So I cannot make such a big generalized statement. So I can say almost anybody in human history, anybody in human history. I think that is the same thing. So there's no need to repeat that. This is, again, I don't know, my word count feature is not really working the way that it should. Let me check. Okay, so this is 40 words. It's exactly how much I need, so I don't necessarily have to add anything because that's the bare minimum that you need to write. The introduction really doesn't have much of a job other than just introducing your topic. That is, of course, there, and sharing your point of view. So, the modern human lives an enviable life compared to almost anybody in human history. I've changed immensely in ways that even seem entirely impossible and awesome at the same time. I've already used human history twice, so I can say anybody in the past at any point in time. There we go. That's much better compared to repeating human history twice. See, that's why you need to read your work after you write it. A lot of people don't do that and they end up accidentally having things that, maybe you have phrases or words that have been repeated over and over. So that kind of thing you want to avoid. Okay, now I have my main ideas. I think one reason is absolute, the kind of development that we have had in technology and medicine. So that's going to be my two main ideas. Technological developments have made life immensely easier. Oops. Almost everyone, not every single person, but yeah. You have, for example, labor-saving devices like washing machines. You have the advent of the internet, of course. You have lots of, smaller thing changes, like, moving from, wired internet to like, fiber, or even, for example, food tech. All these things make life enjoyable, more enjoyable, right? And then we have, breakthroughs in medicine are also responsible for making life first of all, breakthroughs in medicine have made people live much longer, but we also have, less fear of diseases and things like that, so making life better. And of course, you have less, lower mortality. Diseases don't automatically mean death. and there's lower, you can say, a higher life expectancy. I think that ties in with lower mortality. So, even with diseases that can't be cured, can still be managed much more easily, like, diabetes, for example. You cannot cure that, but you can manage it. Especially, I think we could also include, no, let me try mental illness, right? So mental illness is much better now. I mean, 50 years ago, if you had a mental illness, you'd probably just get thrown into an asylum. Nowadays, of course, it's very, very different. So that's that. Got labor-saving devices. The internet is a huge change. Fiber, food tech, make life more enjoyable. I think this is all good. So I'm going to take my first main idea sentence, and I'm going to write my supporting idea sentence. The biggest reason for this is likely the invention of labor-saving devices such as washing machines and fridges, amongst others, which save people not just energy but also free up a lot of their precious limited time. In addition, the invention of the internet has been revolutionary, as it has transformed the way we, not just the way we communicate, but also the way we live. Whether it, is about I've already talked about communication, whether you talk about online, whether one, references shopping online or learning online on the shopping, or learning, or getting to know people. The internet does all that and much more. And finally, the way we live, not life. Whether one references shopping, whether one does all that much more. To add to that, however, is not the only thing, as there have been a wide range of smaller yet equally important developments in, let's say, in technology, such as moving from, wired internet. What was that? That wasn't broadband. That was dial-up internet. Dial-up internet to broadband, or even 5G, right? To food technology, fabric technology, and so on, which have not just made life comfortable, but also a lot more enjoyable. You have pleasure from it, right? Therefore, the average human today really gets to enjoy his life, gets to take pleasure in life. There we go. And then our next main idea sentence: breakthroughs in medicine are also responsible for making life better. One of the biggest takeaways is the massive decrease in not just infant and maternal mortality over the centuries, but also the increased life expectancy all across the world, which would not have been possible, without all of these transformations and developments in the field of medicine. In fact, diseases are nowadays no longer harbingers of death, and many can either be cured entirely with just a few pills, or at least managed comfortably, if not entirely cured. Not only are physical ailments much better treated in a much better way, but mental health issues, illnesses, also receive far better care compared to even just a few decades in the past, which has, again, made life enjoyable, comfortable for most people. Okay. Hence, the field of medicine and its discoveries have contributed immensely to the fact that life has become better. There we go. So there's our 2 paragraphs. They look more or less the same in size, which is good, which is a good thing. They don't have to be exactly the same, but they do have to be similar so that the examiner does not think that one paragraph is well developed and the other paragraph is poorly developed. That's the only reason. Then finally, you write your conclusion. So in conclusion, it is evident that life has indeed become much better or much more pleasurable than at any point in history. Due to technological and medical marvels. If these breakthroughs had not taken place, if these developments had not taken place, the average person would still lead quite a miserable existence. Like his predecessors. There we go. So that's that. That's our entire essay. Now let's just check how many words that is. Let's see. So that one is, I don't know why it says 42. That shouldn't be the case. It's definitely not the case. For some reason, the tool is acting weird today. I don't know if it's a problem with Google. Anyway, this is 390 words. There we go. It's quite large, but I had a lot to say. So there's your introduction right there. Then you have the first paragraph. We've got the second paragraph. And we have our conclusion right here. So that's that. That was our essay, and we finished that in, wow, less than 15 minutes. So you can see that no matter what kind of topic you have, it's really not difficult to write something decent in an enough amount of time. Again, you don't have to write anything in 13, 15, or 18 or 20 minutes. Take your time. That's what they're giving you all that time for. But I hope that with my videos, you can get content ideas and ideas on really how to write, what writing actually means, and how easy it can really be. And as always, if you're looking for an IELTS course, that's exactly what we help people with. So feel free to call or text the number that you see on your screen. And I'll see you next week. Until then, don't forget to watch our other videos. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.